everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and happy February. I hope you guys are doing well and having a wonderful day. I've been taking a day to rest, the Sabbath. So I've been just trying to do nothing, sort of, I've been had my coffee. We shared some lunch earlier. We had a jalapeno cheese bread from Pedro's bakery from my hometown in Las Vegas. I got those yesterday when I was over there. And we had a chicken sausage. I can show you the packet because I haven't gone and thrown it in the trash yet. These are like my favorite. I've only seen them at Walmart in like just singles, so I don't know if they come in a pack or not, but I love these things. I think they're like $1, maybe 47 each. Excuse me, or $1.97 each, something like that. But I like having them because I have an issue with eating. Sometimes I have a really bad stomach issues a lot of days, or just not wanting to eat. And I know I need to get protein in. So this is like a decent size for just to kind of, have something anyway. So that's what we did earlier. We watched some of our shows that we like to watch. I finally sat down to watch, I think I watched Just Missy this morning, her latest video, which was really good. And just, she's going to be having a surgery in March. But I'll link her channel. I've done it before, but go check it out and just keep her in prayer for all the process that's going from this point forward and all the things that she has to do. But I think it's gonna, she seems very, what is the word? Like, this is the right thing. She knows, she's prepared, she's doing all the right things that she needs to do. And I just want, to kind of put it out there for you guys to keep her in prayer, because any surgery is just, it's hard on the body and everything, and the recovery time and just the process of getting there, just to keep her, that God will give her peace and just be with her throughout of all of this. And then I watched Life on Foothill, which is Lori, and she did a thrifting video today that she shared, and it was awesome. She found some really cool things, and I'm just waiting for the next video so that I can see her haul. So those were the two that I watched this morning. I also caught part of the live with Van Life with Gina. I haven't been able to get into her lives in a long time. I always miss them for some reason, and she had a coffee talk today. So I'll link all these below, and you guys can check them out. She lives in a bread truck. I think it's called a bread truck, and it's really, like, it's cool. She has 4 cats, and she's also, I think I've posted in the community post to keep her in prayer. She's been dealing with some issues with her heart. She has a pacemaker, and she was having some issues with that, and she's been in and out of the ER. She's has a monitor now that she has to wear for a little while. And so she's kind of going through that process. So just keep her in prayer as well, so that, all the things that are going on with her, that they can find answers, and just for her peace and for her to feel better, give her relief from all the things that are going on. Also, Lori, keep her and her family in prayer as well. I mean, we all need prayer. Her son, oh, and of course I'm going to forget his name now. Oh, I just had it. He was not feeling well, just not too long ago. And let me see, I believe, I'm going to check because I don't want to say the wrong name. And then, yeah, I don't want to say the name incorrectly and give you the wrong information. I think his name is Spencer. So if you'll just keep him in continued prayer. He is doing a little better, but he's struggling with some pain. So if you'll just keep him in prayer, that he can get relief from this pain and whatever is going on with him. So this is what I did today. I kind of just watched some of that. I did watch some of the like news commentator, what do they call it? When they talk about all the stuff that's going on, they're kind of like, they're not news channels, but they kind of talk about the news and just the things going on in the world. So we watch some of that every once in a while as well. And so that's kind of been my day, and it's been good because I was really cold. I've been struggling. For some reason, I think my body's thermostat is broken because I cannot seem to either control my temperature at all. Like, sometimes I'm freezing, sometimes I'm overheating. Granted, there's that whole perimenopause, menopause, hot flashes and stuff, but some of this feels different than that because, which I could be totally wrong, I don't know, because this is like, I'm not sure how all hot flashes work, but yesterday I got really, no, the day before, I got sick. All of a sudden, I got like overheated. It felt like I got like this motion sickness feeling, and I had gone, I think, inside my in-laws' house. It was a little warmer in there than in here, and I was wearing a sweatshirt, and I was wearing leggings and, like my warm socks or whatever, because it was cold yesterday, or that day before too. So I just kind of thought, you know what, I'm just gonna be warm or whatever. And then I thought, well, I need to take a shower. But that heat, whatever it did, it got me like really dizzy, and I felt really weak and just like just not well, and like nausea and everything. But the funny thing was, is like from like the upper part of my body felt really hot, and part of it is probably because I was wearing something like this. I don't think it was this one. I think it was another one. My friend Margie gave me these. They are wonderful. They keep my ears warm, and I like them, and so I want to get some more. But like it felt like my head was on fire, so that's why I thought it was maybe a hot flash. But then it just felt like all of a sudden I got so nauseated, but my feet were frozen, and the same, like I just got like really sick. And so I tried to take a shower. It took me a while to be able to feel well enough to get into the shower and not feel like I was gonna pass out. But I couldn't get the bathroom warm. I had to open the window, and it was like probably in the high 20s, 30s that day. I'm not sure. I had to leave the window open while I took a shower, and I had to leave the water at like more warm than hot, because if it gets too hot in there, I just get really sick, and I cannot figure out what that's about. So I don't know if this has something to do with like hypothyroidism and the Hashimoto's, because your body temperature is kind of wacky. But that happens to me more now than ever. I've always had issues with motion sickness in the car, especially during it's usually during the transition between winter and spring. I don't know why, and even spring and summer, it's something to do with, especially the winter to spring, it's something to do with it being like cold outside but warm in the car, even if there's no heat on or anything. It's like the sun's beating down, so the sun is warm enough to get you warm in the car, but it's cold outside. And I don't know if it's like getting in and out of the car, and even just being in the car and getting the sun on me, like I get so sick. If I'm driving, I'm usually okay, but I wear the C bands. I only have one that my sister gave me. I need to get another one so I can have two on, because they do help. But I have no idea why I get like that. I know that happened to me a few times as a kid, but usually it was only if I sat in the backseat of the car in the middle, because we had, at the time that I remember happening, we had a Monte Carlo, and it was just a two-door Monte Carlo with the back seat and everything. So there was no windows to roll down in the back. So if I sat in the middle, for any reason, I'd get sick. It was like I always have to be by a window in a car. So it's really like, I don't know. So that was that day. So I finally felt a little better, got the shower in, finally cooled off a little bit. But like I said, my feet are freezing. Like right now, my feet are freezing and I'm warm. And I cannot figure it out. I don't know what it is. I'm even under a blanket. I even have leg warmers on. I have warm socks, leggings, but see, like my sweatshirt and like my head are starting to feel warm because I don't know. And we even have a window open over here because our cats are going in and out. And today's a little warmer. I think we're like at, we were supposed to get up in like the 40s today, or high 40s, I think, or something. But I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what in the world is going on with my body. But, do you guys have any trouble with that? I mean, if you're in like menopause and that, is this like just hot flashes? Is something else? If you have Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism, or I don't know if it's type 2 diabetes, if it's something to do with any of that. I know fibromyalgia is another one that makes your body all wonky. I don't know. See, and the thing is this, I don't know a lot about any of the things that I have been diagnosed with, from the physical stuff to the mental stuff, because when I was getting diagnosed with them, I was just like, no, I'm fine. It's fine. I don't care. I don't want to know. Sometimes I would start the pills. Sometimes I wouldn't take them, or they wouldn't give me any because I was like, we'll just watch it. I'm like, yeah, let's just watch it. And I just ignore it and never go back to the doctor. When I did start going, like 10 years ago, still, even at that, I never really like researched or asked questions or anything because I was too scared to know what it was all about, because I thought, no, if I ask questions, it's just going to make this real. Like, it's going to be real. Like, it was already real, right? But it's this thing. It's the same thing with like this emotional journey that I'm on with this, this study that we're doing. When I name the emotions and make them real. If I don't say them, if I don't name them or anything, I can hide them and pretend they're not there. It's the same thing with the health stuff. I'll just pretend it's not happening. But then, of course, it's happening. And because I'm ignoring my body and I'm not doing the things I should do, whether that's medication or whatever, change of lifestyle, moving a little more, watching the way I'm eating, or my biggest thing is probably lack of good sleep and not managing my stress well. So, but I ignore myself, right? So I'm ignoring a lot of these things, and it's like, it's crazy because in my head I know what's going on, but I just have a disconnect, right? So now that I'm on this healing journey, I want to learn everything about everything. So then it's like information overload. So I'm trying to figure out, well, what do I pick first? What is it that I need to know about, that I can figure out how to manage better. So I think I don't know, I'm not good at managing stress, and I don't think I'm going to find the answers in a book or anything. I think that's just something, although I will find them in the Bible. But other than that, I'm not, it's not some research that I can do to manage stress, because there is all kinds of ways. The problem with it is I've researched some of that and I just need to do it. That's where that part is. But I think I've decided that I want to read up on Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism, because it seems, for whatever reason, that if I can learn to manage that stuff, maybe I can finally feel better, because I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of being just like in, I guess, excess pain, excess headaches, excess, like, just not feeling well overall, and like freezing or being too hot, or like, it just, it makes life really hard, and really, it's hard to want to get out of the house. It's hard to want to do anything. It's hard to want to even sit here and do videos, which I love. I love doing this stuff, but I just get so disappointed, and because brain fog is real. And I know there's like all these different views on ADHD and ADD, and I was diagnosed with ADHD, well, higher on ADD than ADHD, but they were both pretty much, very close together. And I do struggle with focus a lot. I do end up in hyper focus every once in a while, where I'm just like totally fixated on something and nothing else matters. But see, it's kind of like the all or nothing thing. And I'm trying to learn how to balance myself out, because that's where a lot of the stress comes from. So these are all the things that I want to work on through the time of this year of surrender, because I want to be able to surrender all of these things to the Lord. But I don't want to do what I used to do and pretend they're not real and pretend it's not happening, because then I don't take care of them. And I want it to be where I'm fully aware of what's going on. I'm not lying to myself. I'm not saying I'm fine when I'm not. I'm not in a state of, oh, I guess it's just really lying. Because what else is it if I keep saying I'm fine when I don't feel fine? And it's been really on my heart since the psychiatrist told me, well, you say, because I was saying, well, I'm fine. She said, but you're not. And she didn't say it in a way that was like to put me down or to make me feel bad, but to make me see, hey, you need to take care of yourself. Because that's exactly what she said. She said, you need to set boundaries, healthy boundaries. You don't need to be mean about it. You just need to set boundaries and stick to your boundaries. That is hard for me. As a matter of fact, I'm writing some of this stuff down as I'm talking because I'm going to forget. But she said, like, you need to listen to your body. You need, and this is the same thing that Jane told me when I had my appointment with her not too long ago. Listen to your body. You need to start taking note of these things. You need to start tracking everything, because what is going on? Why are you feeling this way? Is it just anxiety? Is it depression? Is it the hypothyroidism? Is it something to do with diabetes? So like I never know what's wrong with me. Now, granted, a lot of these things have overlapping symptoms, but if I don't write down, hey, I had nausea, overheating kind of feeling. Yeah, I was freezing at the same time. I felt like I had, I was dizzy, kind of like a motion sickness thing. It could be vertigo. But I never go to the doctor with enough information in my head, because I don't want to make it real. I don't want to say, hey, this is wrong with me, even though sometimes I'll talk about, like, if my mother-in-law asks me how I'm doing or something, my husband asks me, I'll kind of say, but I kind of don't, and I kind of brush it off after. I'd be like, oh, well, yeah, I'm kind of feeling, I'm not that great, I'm a little dizzy today or something, but then I kind of like brush it out of my mind, which it's not like completely bad, I guess, because I don't need to fixate on it either and, worry about it, but I need to take care of it. And when I push it out of my mind and I don't sit with it for a moment to see, like, okay, how is my body really feeling? And what have I done today that possibly is contributing to this? Like, have I drank enough water? Which, no, I have not. I was so good at drinking water. I mean, like, I had water before I had anything else. I had water in between coffee. This is all I've had today. Not even a full one of these. Okay, I think I did have 1.5, maybe. Because I think this was my second fill up. And I think I had half before that I finished this morning. So this one's not quite done yet. But this is only, I think this one fits like a water bottle. Like 16 ounces is what's in here. And I've noticed something's going on because my lips get chapped. I've never had issues with that before. I don't know why I'm not having enough water. I don't know what my problem is. I love water. I prefer water over everything. I mean, if I go to a restaurant, if I order coffee, I have coffee and water. If I order iced tea, I get it unsweetened because I don't add anything to my iced tea. And I get water. And so, like, it's always water. I don't drink sodas. It's a rare occasion that I do. Excuse me. And if I do, I always have water. But for some reason, here at home, I'm lacking in water. It's like I don't know what it is, but I know that I don't remember that when I go to the doctor. I don't remember, like, what I was feeling and all this other stuff because, like I said, I brush it out. Plus, there's probably a lot of other reasons. It's, there's a lot of things going on, stress related. There's just, I'm, like I said before, I'm focused on other people all the time, which is not a bad thing. We are supposed to be there for other people, love on other people, care for other people, do things for other people, but I need to learn that I need to send my focus inward and take care of myself. So these are like all the major things that I know I've been rehashing over and over again in videos, and I'm probably boring you guys to death with all of it. But this is how I hold myself accountable, is by trying to figure out what is going on and what's happening. So this is the beginning of February. So my plans are, and I want to be held accountable for this. So I have a book, 2 books actually, but I'm going to pick one of them, which I think I'm going to read Root Cause first. And maybe I'll share some of what I'm learning, because it's a book by a doctor that the Jane that I'm seeing, I don't know if she's a PA or doctor, I'm not sure, but she recommended that book. So, and it talks about both hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. I need to learn how to manage stress. So do you guys have any ideas on that? Because if you have ideas, I need some ways, some ideas of how to do this, and in a way that can incorporate, I don't know, like fun stuff, sort of. Like I'll say this, I have struggled with anything that deals with sitting quiet for too long of a time. I want to get there, because I know people say meditate and, stuff like that, but I struggle with sitting in the quiet. Now, one thing I have done is, if I am praying, there's times that I just have to have some praise and worship music in the background, and I can just be then. But I have to have some kind of noise still. I haven't got to the point where I can be in total quiet by myself. It's a problem. And setting boundaries. Those are like the 4 things that I want to focus on this month. Granted, it's going to be more of a beginning. It's not going to be like I'm going to do all of this month, but I want to start reading that book, and I really want to start taking stock of what's going on in my body. Like, what is it that I'm feeling and why? Manage my stress better. I need to stop worrying about other people, worrying about things that don't matter. And I want to focus more on my relationship with the Lord, and on allowing other people to help me that are within my circle, and not trying to figure it all out on my own. And boundaries. I have no idea. I did read a book that was really good by Lisa Turkhurst called Goodbyes and Good Boundaries, or Good Boundaries and Goodbyes, or something like that. That book was like a slap in the face for me. Like, you needed it. And I read it. I learned some things, but I did not put them into practice. So I want to revisit that book, as well as another book that is, I think that one is called Growing Slow, by Jennifer Dukes-Lee. I think I shared that in the beginning of my channel, in those early Journey to Healing videos that I had. I think that was the book I was reading. And now, for whatever reason, this year feels like I'm ready for this. I'm more ready than I was when I first started this journey. I think I needed to go through all of the whatever it is that I had to figure out last year, whatever I had to deal with, the things I needed to face, to focus on, and so that I could get to this point where I'm ready to surrender to the Lord. And I'm still struggling. It's not going to be easy. I'm not expecting it to be easy. As a matter of fact, I'm expecting it's going to be really hard. But I know that in that hard place, I'm going to find peace, and I'm going to find the healing that I'm looking for. And I really doubt that I'm going to surrender everything in a year. But this is the beginnings of that. And this is part of what I want to do, is pick at least one of my medical issues that I'm dealing with that I know is causing things that can make other things worse. So like Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease. So it will cause some issues in that area. It can cause stomach issues. So I know that is part of it. And I know that with the medication that I have to take for my diabetes, that also causes some stomach issues. So I have to reevaluate a lot of these things. But I want to take at least one and really learn it in a slow manner, because what I was doing before is I was going full force into, let me gather all this information about this one and this one and this one and this one and all the symptoms that go with this. Information overload, and then I just couldn't do it anymore. It was like, it was giving me more stress, because it was like, so I'm looking at this one and this one and this one, and they all have the same thing, and oh my gosh, how do I control it all? And I don't want to be in that position now. I want to take one and take my time. This is going to be a lifetime process, a lifetime journey. And I needed to learn that I need to go slow. I can't expect everything to work out overnight. Like I've said before, I have this fix-it personality. I want everything done fast. It's really weird. I have patience for other people. I can wait for you to do whatever. Like if you need to go places, I can wait for you to, sit in the car and read a book or whatever. If you got to go to a doctor's appointment or whatever. I have no patience for myself. For me to learn something, for me to, learn how to do something in my life, whatever it is, learning new habits, learning even fun things, like creative things, I have issues. Because if I can't learn it fast, I give up. Just like the crocheting thing. I wanted to crochet so bad. Still do. I tried it once with my mom and my youngest sister. I got everything tangled up and I stopped, and then I threw it all away. I was like, I'm not doing this. But because I need patience and I need to be able to sit with myself and do this thing, and it's a really hard situation for me. So if you'll keep that in prayer for me, that I can, that I won't be afraid to ask questions of the doctors and specialists and people that I see about the things that I'm dealing with. Because a lot of times they'll say, well, do you have any questions? Like, no. Because I'm afraid to ask a question. I'm afraid that if I ask questions or I say I don't like this form of treatment, I'd rather try this, or can I do this, that I'm being difficult. And one time I got a printout of one of my visits, and there was a part in there that said patient non-compliant or something, non-compliant to, I don't remember to what, because it wasn't from that visit. It was like from some prior visits, but it was some paper that I needed to get to. I think it was when I was doing my weight, when I first started the weight loss stuff. I wanted to get the weights from the last few years, like a couple years or whatever it was, from the doctor's office, so I can kind of see where I was at and what was going on. Well, in there was a time, and I don't know if it has something to do with medication, that either I said I wasn't taking it, or because I would forget, is what it was. I'd forget to take it. And I kept thinking, well, I don't want to say that I'm not doing this, or I don't want to ask a question. Then they're going to say I'm non-compliant and I'm going to look like a difficult patient, and it's going to look bad on me. And then it's like, I need to stop thinking that way. I need to take control of that area of my life and ask the questions I need to ask. And then just to learn how to manage stress and actually learn. Not just say, I tried this one thing and it didn't work, so I don't want to do it again. Take some time to do some fun stuff that I just enjoy. Like just doing things that don't require any thinking, don't require worry, don't require anything but being like a kid, like having that faith like a child, and being able to just go into life in general and just have that innocence of a child that just wants to play and just enjoy life. And like, I want to do more of that. I have the time right now to do that for myself, and I think that's exactly what I need to do. I just need to learn how to allow myself to do it. I love to bake, but I don't do it enough, because I should be doing something productive. something that means something, whatever that is. Because for baking, I'm just doing it for fun. I don't even want to eat it. Most of the time I just give it all away, which is fine by me. I just want to bake it. I just like to bake. So like that's the kind of stuff that I want to try to do. Here, Ronnie. I wish you could see him, but he is way too quick and he takes off. He's my little tuxedo kitty. And he will not let me bring him over here. He is a brat. He's a wild one. When he's cuddly, though, he is the most amazing little cuddly cat. And if I can find some old video of him when he's a tiny baby, oh my goodness, he's amazing. He was so cute. And Luna, the one that I did show in one of my videos, that's her son. So, and he's a little wild one. He's probably going to go out and mess around with birds and stuff. But, you know, but yeah, if you would keep that, and also the boundaries. How? I need to learn. I know sometimes, I don't always know what I need, but sometimes I know I need to say no to this thing or say no to that thing, and I really need to learn that. So, like, how to do that and not feel bad about it. So, if you could just keep that in prayer for me, that I can work towards these things and not feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm working on myself. And if you guys have any prayer requests, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to pray for you guys. If you have any questions, any like other comments or like any ideas, suggestions, leave them in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next one. God bless you. Bye.